What's going on, everybody? It's dotbets. We're checking back in. We got our week 9 on the dot. NFL live stream coming at you guys here this morning. We got the Germany game going on with the Dolphins Chiefs. So if I peek my head up, I'm just checking the score. We got a same game parlay going. Luckily, Jalen Waddle came back into the game as we have him as one of our legs. I think we have an alternate receiving yard line for that. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. We had a great week 8. We went 6-2 for plus 4.38 units. That moves us to 30-25 on the halfway mark, sort of, for it's plus 3.73 units overall. So if you tune in each and every week, we are in the green. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure, as always, this show is powered by Occupy Fantasy. Make sure you guys go check out occupyfantasy.com for all your DFS needs. They have the greatest lineup optimizer on the market. Make sure you use my referral link below. Tell them I sent you, and they'll hook you up. We're going to use their OccuProp Radar as always. One of the best tools that you can ever use when it comes to prop betting. They simply, I'll show you how to do it. They simply put their name in there and it shows up all their odds to all the specific sports books. Use their deposit bonuses and you can make those bets accordingly. All right. We got a comment. What's up? Justin says it's time. What's good? Oh, we are ready to roll. We're trying to build off that week 8. Got a couple spreads, or I got one spread. We got actually a first half spread, first half total. We got 3 props. And as always, we got our VIP teaser, which, man, it's been a little rough sledding on those. I think we've missed like 3 in a row, but we're going to go back to it today. And we have our anytime touchdown that we smashed last week with Breece Hall. And we got the first touchdown, which set us up for a huge week. This week, we have a little bit more of a lengthy odds guy. So we're going to get going there. But yeah, so let's dive in. This DFS slate. So let's first and foremost talk about that. 10-game slate. And you have some pretty bad offenses, pretty awful quarterbacks going. I mean, the quarterbacks going on here truly show you just the state of the NFL. I think this is the most top heavy I've seen this league in a while. And I'm talking about top heavy as like a talent perspective, not no. They always preach parity with the records and stuff, which is fine and all. But top down, and it is so top heavy. It's unbelievable with teams and talents, regardless. With all of these backup quarterbacks, it's hard to watch. So this DFS slate is a very, very, very tough one. I'm limiting my exposure just to be fairly honest with you guys. But so we'll go Cardinals Browns game first. So 12.5 point favorite, 38 point total. Only thing that I'm really going here is either Jerome Ford or Kareem Hunt. I would prefer Kareem Hunt over Ford. And then if you want to bring it back with somebody, you can bring it back with Marquise Brown. But they got Clayton Tune running with them. McBride is a cheap option. Just very, very tough to predict in this game. I think the Browns just absolutely roll, especially at home. Not a game I'm particularly targeting. Vikings Falcons. You played this game last year. It's to be in the maybe low 50s totals. This year it's 37.5. We have Jerome Hall and we have Taylor Heineke starting, and absolutely ugly game. 37.5 point total. I do have the Falcons defense for the most part in this matchup. Do think that they can come out very strong. If you're going to play anybody since Drake London's out, I do not mind going to Kyle Pitts. Don't mind. I think Bijan could be featured here. It's hard to predict because Arthur Smith is, just very, very unpredictable with his play calling. And I like Hawkinson's reception total. It didn't make the show, but I still think that's a good play because I think Jerome Hall is going to, I think he targeted him like 2 out of the 4 pass attempts last week. He's just a safety net for him. So I don't mind that position. But Addison's and Osborne's ceilings are definitely, kind of topped out there. So not a game I'm particularly targeting. Bits and pieces if you want, but more of Hawkinson and Pitts if you guys have some tight end options there. Seattle at Baltimore. So this is one of my favorite games of the week. Over 44 total. I think this game could be over. And this is one of my stacks. So I got Baltimore 3x1 stack here. You can bring it back with Metcalf. You could bring it back with Lockett. If you think Walker or Charbonnet are going to be worth a dang, you could come back with them. I'm coming back with Metcalf and Lockett, especially. And then I'm targeting Lamar, Andrews, and then you have Zay Flowers as well. So I'm kind of fading the running backs completely in this total. And you could go if you wanted to get completely different, have a little bit of a crazy piece coming back, you can go JSN. But I think this Ravens Seahawks game could be a good one to watch, good one to target for sure. Then you got the Bears Saints, and this one, man, I keep going back and forth. I've built lineups with this one, and I like it, but then I absolutely hate it at the exact same time. So maybe that's the route to go. But the Saints offense definitely can throw on this Bears team. So if I'm targeting this game, it's going to be New Orleans 3x1 and come back with either DJ Moore or you come back with. I mean, if you want to trust the running backs there, but I'm probably only going to come back with DJ Moore. That's the problem with the stacks is because you just don't know who's coming back with this Bears team. But Saints, I'm targeting Thomas. I'm targeting Olave. You can throw Taysom as a tight end, but I probably wouldn't. There's better options, I think, for tight end. And then you have Kamara obviously catching like 15 passes a game and a very good matchup with the Bears, allowing the most receiving yards to the running back position. You would think that they would hone in on him, but it's too good of a matchup to pass up. So you could go Carr, Kamara, and Olave and bring it back with DJ Moore. Not terrible. It's just there's not very many other options to even make this worthwhile. So you're going to be building a lot of similar stacks. Buccaneers, Texans, over 40. Man, this one is another one that I can't get to. If I stacked anybody, I would go the Texans side and come back with Evans or Godwin or Rashad White. And then you can come back with, or then you have Stroud, Nico, and then you could either go Devin Singletary, who's the lead back, very cheap back, or you could go with Tank Dell, have a rebound game this week. I think it's a worthwhile look. It's not one that I got to. Rams Packers, one of the grosser games of the slate, and we'll have a play in this game a little bit later on. But this the Rams probably playing Ripien. Yeah, Jordan Love struggles. I mean, Aaron Jones is supposed to be 100%. You could target Aaron Jones, but man, you can't trust any of the Packers wide receivers the way Jordan Love's playing. Kupp and Puka, you would love to target those guys. They have great value on the sports books this week, but I think that's by design. With Ripien, I probably wouldn't trust it too much. So this is a game I'm completely off of. I don't have very many exposures to this game whatsoever. Probably the one game that I want to target, and I don't know how to target it, but it's this Commanders-Patriots game. This game is just the line doesn't make sense to me. You'd think that the Commanders would be favorites. Total's 41. Can Mac Jones? Anybody can throw against this Commanders team, but can Mac Jones do it? That's my problem. I don't know. If you're playing high risk, if you're playing big GPPs, this is a game you can target for sure. But I would stack, and I would actually stack the Patriots side, I would think, and just come back with Terry, come back with Dotson, and go from there. But then, if you're stacking the Patriots, you're either stacking Ramondre and Demario Douglas, or you're doing Douglas and like Jalen Reagor. I mean, it is absolutely ugly, but it can still win. So don't mind if you go this route. Just know that you might be burning money in the process. Colts Panthers, the game that is ticked up over underwise. I think I'm going to get to this game. I'm going to keep on going with this Minshew lineup. That is, the only thing is Downs is going to play, but he's not 100%. So if you're going to play with him, make sure you limit your exposure. But you could go Downs, or if you go Minshew, Pittman, and Taylor, come back with Thielen, or come back with Chuba or something like that, or come back with Jonathan Mingo, who's a good cheap option this week as well. So this game is intriguing to me. I'm probably going to get to it for sure. Giants, Raiders. This is the good old squeaky wheel. The Raiders absolutely canned their entire coaching staff, and I'm looking for them to feature Jacobs and Adams heavily in this game. Aiden O'Connell is a step up to Jimmy G. I'll put that on the record there. He's a lot better. And Jimmy G, I think, must be still continue to be hurt. Just did not look himself last week. Was bad. Just hashtag bad. And the Giants and the Raiders here, the Giants don't have Waller. Bellinger's a very, very cheap option. You got Daniel Jones back. If you're going to stack this game, I would stack the Raiders side. Come back with Barkley or come back with Wan'Dale Robinson. Come back with Darius Slayton, one of those guys. But very, very 37.5 point total. Not something I'm looking forward to. And then the last one, the game of the week, Cowboys, Eagles. What a matchup. We got the Chiefs, Dolphins going on now. You got the Eagles, Cowboys, and then you have the Sunday night game, Bills, Bengals. Elite matchups. And this is the game that everybody's going to be targeting. And for good measure, it's a 47-point total. But man, when you try to stack Jalen, you try to stack AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and CeeDee Lamb, you have absolutely no salary left. Absolutely none. I love CeeDee Lamb this week. And I don't know if the Cowboys can match the Eagles straight up. And I lean the Eagles here. So that's why I'm thinking that there's a passing game script. I would go with the Dallas Cowboys side 3-1. Then you can come back with the AJ Brown. You come back with Dallas Goedert, or you come back with Devontae Smith. It's just very tough unless you want to go Jalen Hurts, Goddard, and Devontae and just fade AJ Brown completely. But if you fade AJ Brown, it's like fading Cooper Kupp years ago. Like, the guy's just unbelievable. 6 straight games of 125 plus. Just very, very tough. So this is the game to stack. I just think in this horrible, horrible slate, I think go the cheaper game stacks and fill in pieces with this Cowboys-Eagles game. Maybe a mini stack with that would be a little bit easier to get to salary-wise. So let me know if you guys got any questions other than that about the DFS slate. It's a very ugly one, but I think this is a more high-risk approach for this, and 3-by-1 stack as always. But man, it is an ugly one. It's an ugly one, and we'll look forward to going that route this week. So let me know in the comments what you guys got. So we'll go towards our props now, or actually no, we'll go with our spread, our spread of the week, and it is the same one that I'm going with last week, and we kind of squeaked by. We got a little lucky, and that was the Ravens first half. So that was against the Cardinals, and I thought we were dead in the water, and Josh Dobbs handily threw us a good old interception, and they went down and scored a touchdown. But we're going to go back to the well here. Ravens first half, -3.5, -112 on DK. If you've seen this stat, I think Lamar's 17 or 18-1 straight up against the NFC opponents. That's that's a little bit of that's a little noisy, but their point differential in their first half is the best in the league. Their point differential is second best overall in the league. If you look, they're 6-2 against the number this year in the first half, and they are scoring 20 points per game their last 3 games, and Seattle's only scoring about 11. So, and I think moving towards the East Coast for Seattle is going to be a little bit of a lag here, but all the reasons I was on Ravens last week, go watch the show last week. But man, it's the same thing here. Ravens first half -3.5, get a better number, and I think they should win handily. And Justin Tucker probably should hit some field goals this week because he missed a couple last week, which twerks me off. So we're gonna go Ravens first half. Ravens first half again. We're gonna go back to back on that. All right, and we had a position. We got a first half over under, and man, this is probably gonna bite me, but we've watched this guy play every single weekly slate here, and it has been bad. So we're gonna go Rams Packers first half under 19.5 on DK for 1 unit. This Rams team is going to be starting Brett Ripien. They have Darrell Henderson in the backfield, and they have Puka obviously with Cooper. But I really think this team is going to struggle to move the football. on the road here in Green Bay. And Jordan Love has has struggled mightily, especially in the first half. They've gone 10. This is their weekly scoring output in the first half. 10, 0, 3, 3, 3, 0, and 3. Just all-time bad. All-time bad. And obviously, probably this is the time that they're going to absolutely go off. But it's really, really tough to see. This Rams defense is still good. Donald can still put pressure on people. They got some young secondary pieces that can get interceptions. I think this game could be in the middle of the field for sure, especially in the first half as they kind of feel each other out. McVay's trying to get Rip in kind of in the scheme of things, in the rhythm. But yeah, I think it's going to take a little bit. I would target maybe their second half over here, but Rams Packers first half under 19.5 over on DK there. All right. Let me know if you guys have any props, spreads, teasers, what you guys are on in the comments. Would love to hear from you guys. And if you guys are on Twitter, simply hit that retweet button. And if you guys are on YouTube or Twitch, leave a comment, hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. We'll be here for another 10 minutes or so as we break down a couple more spots. All right, we'll go with the VIP teaser. We usually went 3 teams, 7-point teasers. I said, screw it. We're going to go 6-point, pay a little juice, and we're going to take Ravens straight up, pick them, and we're going to tease the Saints down from 8.5 to Saints minus 2.5. This is over on DK, 1.5 units. For all the reasons I said about the Ravens again, so I'm on their first half. I'm on an alternate spread here for the teaser, and the Saints should absolutely roll today at home against the Bears. Bears did get Montez Sweat, so they should be good against the run. But I think the way to beat this Bears team, obviously all season long, has been through the air, and Derek Carr has come on very, very strongly. I think he's a little bit more healthy, and he understands the offense a little bit more. So I'm going here with Saints minus 2.5 for the 6-point 2-team teaser. Get a little bit of juice, but that's okay. I think it won't matter in this instance here. All right, we got 3 props. Our anytime touchdown, first touchdown, and then our anytime touchdown parlay to end the show. So make sure you guys are, if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys are throwing those in the comments there. And let's pull up the OccuProp radar here. So we got a very, very useful tool. Go to occupyfantasy.com. Make sure you guys go to this betting tab. You can go to the deposit bonuses, get all the deposit bonuses from each state. Then have the live odds for any sport. If you click NFL, you'll see all the live odds for the spreads and the money lines and the over-unders. Great tool there. You can simply click it as well and click bet now. But we are on the OccuProp radar, which you can search any team, anywhere. It is, if you have an internet connection, it's absolutely amazing. So we're going to go with CeeDee Lamb, our first one. And as you see, I'm searching for CeeDee Lamb here. We're going to go down to, let's just scroll, click total receiving yards. And I'm actually going down here to total receptions. So total receptions, this is ticked up week after week. And you've seen it, I think it was like 5.5, but very, very heavily juiced. And it's gotten enough where all the sports books have moved this. I was going to take it over on FanDuel last night for plus 108, but I waited, and I'm actually getting plus 120 here on DK. So CeeDee Lamb over 6.5 receptions, plus 120 for 1 unit. He has been an absolute beast these last couple weeks. Had 7, and then he had 12 against the I think it was Chargers last week. And I know the Chargers are very, very easy to throw on. This Philadelphia secondary is very, very easy to throw on. And you got a guy in CD who lines up absolutely everywhere. So I think he's going to be fed more in the slot. And I've seen a lot of people on Jake Ferguson because of that. But I think CeeDee Lamb here is going to just be moving around all game long. Over 6.5. I think he gets close to 10 receptions if you want to take an alternate line here. I know they're going to be game planning against him, but I just don't see how you can't get 7 here for CD. He's going to be the main focal point. Tony Pollard is going to be, they're going to try with him, But CeeDee Lamb over 6.5 plus 120. Great odds, great spot. Give me all of CeeDee Lamb this week. All right. Now let's go back. We'll search for our next one. And I'm looking at a receiver here, or not a receiver, he acts like a receiver the way he plays. The running back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he has been used. I'm actually on his future for under rush yards for the season. And that's looking very, very good at the moment. I think it's ultimately going to cash for us unless he just explodes for like a 200-yard game, which I don't think he's going to. I don't think this line for the for Tampa Bay has the ability to do that. But we're going to go back to the OccuProp radar, and we're going to go here to the total receiving yards for Rachaad White. Over 27.5 receiving yards, minus 110 over on FanDuel. Simply click the bet now if you guys have a FanDuel account. Easily done there. And he's got 65 and 70 in his last 2 games. His receptions have gone through the roof. You know, he's averaging close to about 6 a game or 5 a game in his last 6 games, especially with the last 2, 6 and 7. Todd Bowles basically said, screw running the football. We'll try it every once in a while, but Rachaad White out of the backfield has been getting targeted very, very heavily. And especially with this Houston front, who is the third, they're Houston's third in the run stop rate. So this bodes well to be used Rachaad White in the pass game. So over 27.5 receiving yards for Rachaad White over on FanDuel. Love this spot again. And I think he's a good matchup for DFS if you want to put him in some of your lineups. All right. Let's go to another prop we got. And I've kind of hinted to this one earlier when I was talking about the Saints. And this one it's kind of scary, but at the same time, it just makes too much sense. And I think we're getting pretty good odds here. I'm going to bring up the OccuProp radar again. Let me search for him real quick. But how do you beat the Bears is through the air. And we're going to go to Derek Carr over 1.5 pass touchdowns. And it's a little bit scary, but I've watched, I don't know why, but I've just watched a lot of this Saints team this year. And I feel like Derek Carr should be throwing 3 to 4 a game. He's missed Olave a couple times. And I know Taysom is the X factor here in the red zone. And sometimes he can take over and they put in that extra defensive lineman in and they run it in. But I think in this matchup with this Bears, the elite run defense, I think we have a pretty good matchup here with Derek Carr over 1.5 pass touchdowns. You got minus 102 over on FanDuel, the best odds there. It actually was plus money at one point this week, but Derek Carr over 1.5 pass touchdowns is the way to go. He's gotten 2 in 2 of those last 4 games. And then you also have, just being a lot more healthy. He's thrown for 300 plus in 3 straight games. So you can just see that this offense is getting a lot better. And I think, you can dink and dunk a little bit here, but I think they're going to take some deep shots to Olave. You've seen Shaheed come through. I think Thomas obviously is in play here. So this is a game that I'm stacking, and this is a little bit of correlating play here with Derek Carr passing touchdowns. You could take his over 256.5 pass yards if you'd like to go that route. It's a little probably more safe route, but I'm taking the pass touchdowns here. And this correlates pretty well with who I'm going with for my anytime touchdown. And if you know Occupy Fantasy, they're underperforming the wide receiver list. And this guy has probably been on it all season long, and it's a matter of time. He's due, right? He's got to be due. I actually, if I'm going to be honest with everybody, I'm actually going to lock button Olave this week. I just feel confident. I'm going to make sure he gets in. I've personally made a phone call to the Saints. We're going to get him in. So Chris Olave plus 100. We're going to go, or plus 200 for the anytime touchdown for 1 unit. First touchdown of the game as well, plus 950. This is over on FanDuel. if you look, I'm gonna actually bring up his odds because it is. I love targeting people that are just roller coasters everywhere on the sports book. So let me bring up Chris Olave on the OccuProp radar real quick to score a touchdown. And you see across, BetMGM, Caesars, plus 170. DK has them as low as plus 145. And then you have them on DK here, or on FanDuel at plus 200, which I'm taking. So a little bit of a roller coaster with those means not a lot of people know what's going to happen here, but I'm good to go here and going to target Chris Olave plus 200 for a anytime touchdown. And let's gonna have a big play, and let's start the game off plus 950. Have a nice little set off as we had Breece Hall last week with the first touchdowns. So let me know who you guys are on for your touchdown, anytime touchdown, or first touchdown of the game as well. Love to hear from you guys in the comments. And we'll end the show here with our anytime touchdown parlay. And I believe, if I read the plug correctly from Occupy, these are all underperforming wide receivers, or at least 2 of the 3 are. And we are going to go with anytime touchdown parlay. This is over on FanDuel. We're going to keep our man Olave in there. Love Devontae Adams, the squeaky wheel route. And then DK's odds are like plus 220. And I don't know. You can throw on this Ravens defense to an extent, but I don't think anybody matches up with DK Metcalf well. And if he's in the plus 200s, I think that's just really, really good odds here. Especially if you think this game is going to be a little bit closer. Seattle could come back, move the football around with these guys. And I think Metcalf plus 220 or plus 200 or something like that over on FanDuel is incredibly good odds. So like Metcalf, Adams, and Olave, I believe these are all underperforming wide receivers for Occupy Fantasy. That makes sure I always like to see that. Those guys usually tend to go off and get some touchdowns throughout the week. So Metcalf, Adams, and Olave, we'll recap here shortly. We got the Ravens first half minus 3.5. Again, it was at 5.5 last week, and we're going to get 3.5 this week. And then we got the Rams Packers first half under 19.5. All around bad game. Environment just looks so bad. Jordan Love just looks horrific. Then we got our subscribers VIP teaser. Ravens pick'em. Saints minus 2.5. CeeDee Lamb over 6.5 receptions. Rashad White over 27.5 receiving yards. And then we have Derek Carr over 1.5 passing touchdowns. We're going to get after it this week. We got Olave anytime. We got Metcalf, Adams, and Olave touchdown parlay. So make sure you guys, if you guys are watching this before the slate hits, make sure you guys hit that retweet button on Twitter, hit that thumbs up and subscribe button on YouTube, and make sure you guys check out occupyfantasy.com and sign up for everything that they have to offer. NBA is rolling. They've got a great NBA team. PGA is coming slowly back. It's kind of in their fall season, but we'll ramp up a lot more of that with the spring sessions. But yeah, we got NHL rolling as well. A lot of good things going on. This is October, November is always good overlap sports in the sports industry. So great time to join Occupy Fantasy. Make sure you use my referral link and hit them up and let them know I sent you there. All right, so we'll get up and on here. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's have another successful week. Build off that week 8 for week 9. Thanks for showing up. We'll see you guys.